Learn how to fix your Sony receiver when it shows protector or protect error on the display. You should always start by unplugging the receiver from power for at least 30 minutes. During this time, ensure the receiver has proper ventilation to prevent overheating. This can cause the protect error message to appear. Now, after the 30-minute cooldown period, plug the receiver back in. If the protect error message did not clear and the receiver can still play content, there may be a current overdraw based on the usage. Turn the volume down to a point where you can still hear it, but at a quiet level. Now, if the protect message is still there, we should check a few other things before we go into the heavy troubleshooting. First, check the recommended range for the speaker impedance located on the receiver's back panel. Ensure the speakers aren't pulling power outside of this range. A friendly reminder, do not connect two speakers to the same speaker terminal. This will cause the current overdraw and trigger a protect error. If the impedance of the speakers fits within the range of your receiver, then check what you have your receiver impedance set to. In the home menu, select Setup, then Speaker Settings, select Manual Speaker Settings, and then Speaker Impedance. Finally, select the setting according to the speakers you are using, 8 ohm or 4 ohm. Not sure which one is right? Well, if your speakers are all within nominal impedance of 8 ohm or higher, set the function to 8 ohm. When connecting other types of speakers, set it to 4 ohms. Now that your speakers are in the right range, let's make sure you aren't using the large speaker setting when you should be using the small. To do this, select Setup, then Speaker Settings from the home menu. Then select Manual Speaker Settings, and finally select Size. You may want to switch your speakers to the small setting if the sound is distorted or you hear lack of surround effects when using the multi-channel surround sound. This can also help with protect errors because the bass information sent to large speakers will not be sent. This extra information can possibly overdrive the current to that channel and cause your problem. If all that checks out and you still have the same issue, we can start with the fun stuff. Go ahead and turn the unit back off and remove all the HDMI cables connected to the receiver. Look at each port and see if there's any obvious damage or debris. Then check the cables the same way. If there is no visible damage on the HDMI ports, turn the receiver on and confirm the protect message is gone. If the message is cleared, check all your HDMI cables by connecting them one by one until you find the one causing the issue. If you find one, try it in another port. If it works in a different port, it could be the receiver issue, but always try a new cable before sending your receiver to service. If even with all the HDMIs unplugged, you still see the protect error, you will need to check the speaker wires. Now, pro tip, this is a good time to label all the wires if you haven't done so already. Turn off the receiver and make sure each wire is only in contact with a single terminal. If you see one that may be in contact with a second terminal, start there. Fix the wires and test the unit again. If that didn't work, unplug each speaker wire from the terminal on the back of the receiver. Carefully inspect each speaker wire for damage or frayed ends and edges. While inspecting the wires, go ahead and plug the receiver back in and see if the message is cleared. Now, if it has, turn the unit off and start plugging in the wires one at a time. After making sure the speaker wire is plugged in correctly, turn on the unit and test each speaker individually and see if the protect error is still displayed on the screen. If the message is no longer displayed, repeat this step for each speaker. This will isolate the issue if you do have a problem with a specific speaker or speaker wire connection. If you find a single speaker is the cause, remove it and inspect the speaker and wire for obvious damage. If you can't see anything wrong, you can test the speaker by plugging it into another terminal. You can also try switching out the wire running from the speaker to the receiver, or swapping out the speaker for one of the speakers you previously tested that didn't cause the protect error. If the issue remains unresolved, consult your nearest Sony dealer or contact Sony customer support. Check the link below.